Happy New Year, guys, and what better way to bring in the new year on a new channel with a new video than to do a giveaway. This card came out of the free pack in our first starter deck when we got into Disney Lorcana. So if we hit 500 subscribers by the end of January, I know that might seem like a lot, but really it's not, especially for a game that's exploding onto the scene and becoming so popular. We have an upside down carefree. Oh wait. We have a enchanted rare. Thought something looked wrong. An enchanted rare Stitch Carefree Surfer to give away. Again, 500 subscribers. I know we can do it, guys. Enjoy the video. What's going on, guys, and welcome back once again. So here we are with another deck for you guys. This time I asked my 3-year-old daughter, what 2 colors should I use? Her answer, my favorite 2 colors, Dad, yellow and purple. So we're here with Amber Amethyst, Hyper Aggro, What You Will. Ooh, Mufasa, just the 2. That card is just really nice later, especially to play around, say, Be Prepared. We got our 1-2 punch, the blocker. Don't really need Merlin. If we see it later, we see it later. I'd rather see different cards, but now we're going to get uninkables. Save those 2 so we have inkables. I wish I would have done this for the last one. Hey, look at that, 2 uninkables. Wish I would have. So we'll get rid of the Madam Mim, because ideally we won't really even need to go into her. I just had one versus Ruby Amethyst. It was actually a pretty good game. I kind of wish, like I said, that I had recorded that one. We went second and just like jumped out to such a huge advantage. And yeah, so probably Steel Emerald. I don't like the matchup. Oh, Amethyst. Okay. Amethyst Emerald. I like that matchup more than Steel. Grab Your Swords is just such a killer for this deck. But what are you going to do? So we can go put our blocker out, set up for next turn. What to do, or so we can swing for 2 right away, or throw Pinocchio out there, get a 5 swing. Probably not gonna need Doc. I like the 3 cost, the 2/3, but still multiple lures. I guess Mufasa's way less important because, well, way less important because he is basically like the Be Prepared. So essentially, it's banished. You reveal the top card. If it's a character, you can play it, and like so they hit you with Be Prepared, and you have Mufasa. Now all of a sudden you get a free card back on the board, and it's really cool when you hit like Surfer Stitch or Rockstar Stitch or something, and then you can just like flood the board and start drawing a bunch of cards. Like hitting Surfer Stitch off that is just insane. The 8 booty with the 2 lore, that's gonna hurt a little, but not too bad because you'll have to sacrifice his. I'm okay with that trade-off. Flynn don't scare me at all. So we got 2 out of it. We can go throw another 1 back out with it. We'll keep Doc this time and get rid of the Mufasa, because like I said, I don't think we're going to need it. Then let's come back again with 1, and because we can play Exerted next time, Pinocchio. Let's force him to do something, because otherwise we're swinging for 5 next turn. Prince John. Okay, so he's going to get us to start banishing. Discard 1 more, draw. Pascal, that's nice, but not really needed at this point. 1 more, and we hit the shift range for Rockstar Stitch. Yeah, I don't think the Pascal is going to really matter at this point. I'm not too worried about his monsters or characters either. Don't forget too, like the beginning of the video said, we do have our giveaway going on. If we can hit 500 subscribers by the end of the month, I know that seems like a big jump, but realistically, it's not that much. If we can go ahead and hit 5 by the end of the month, we will be giving away our, if we can't even get them on screen here, our Surfer Stitch Enchanted Rare. Beautiful card. I'm pretty excited about that. It was actually in the very first starter deck I got, and it was in the extra pack, and I pulled it, and I was like, that's actually really kind of cool. Hypnotize, we got one in hand. Okay. Downside now is top decking against discard deck is either really good or really bad. So he's going to get the 2 draws because of the John. So if he does exert it, which I doubt he's going to, I'm going to take it out. Gaining the 2 lore, but the 2 cards all the time is way nicer. Plus side to the discard deck, especially if he's playing the 2 cost one, I can't think of it now off the top of my head. I just gotta not keep cards in my hand and I'm okay. And we got our 4 lore, which plays pretty much our entire deck, so anything we really draw we can play. Keep our hand empty, then he doesn't get those draws like he just did. 2 turns, so he has to answer us hard here. 1, 3, I won't take out Flint anyway. Might as well go 4, we get our 1 more. And yeah, he's really got to answer a lot here. So he pretty much has to take out these 2 for sure, which means he's got to get rid of the blocker. And I don't think that deck really has anything that I'm too afraid of. Red and steel are the bigger removal colors. We're going to do some videos breaking down all the color types too, and then some combinations just to talk about to help new players understand what your play style is, what you want to do. For me, Amethyst is really the color that I enjoyed the most. And I started with Ruby Amethyst and then went to other builds, and Amber Amethyst is kind of where I'm landing right now. If you know me from Yu-Gi-Oh, I play Cyber Dragon as my deck of my heart of my choice, and that's a OTK deck, and this deck kind of feels like that, where obviously you're not winning in 1 turn, but you're really just trying to go after them hard. Ooh, that actually helps a lot. So he can sudden chill, yep. Gonna get it gone. But I lost my protection, so he could take out both of those. He's got no ink to play with, but I can still get 2 more back. Like I said, I'm not in a horrible spot though, because we're way ahead. That could have been better. Way ahead. 1, 2. Just to keep it off my hand, because especially Hypnotize, I don't want him to discard my card and draw 2. We're effectively at 18. So once again, he has to do something. Clears both of them. I go to 18. That's 19. But then if I get another playable character, it really just kind of keeps the pressure on. Draws 2. Sudden Chill and Hypnotize are both gone. Or dead, I should say, at the moment. Befuddle. Interesting. Well, that's just crazy. 48 cards in deck. Yeah, shift up. Stitch Rockstar. Card's just so good. Like, being able to early shift up and then 3 lore. Really, really good. We're going to go over the deck list, and again, I'll kind of talk about everything, and we go from there. Let's say we had a worse draw, right? Let's say we have a worse draw. We had just quest, and we're at 19, and assuming we can play the card just so we don't have it in our hand and don't let him do anything. If he gets rid of the goat, we go to 20. He clears them, and if we hit a character and it stakes, we go to 20. So we didn't really need to shift up there to win. It just made it a lot easier. But yeah, let's go ahead and bring up that deck list and talk about the cards and the cost of the deck. Well, here you have it. Yeah, Amber Amethyst. So the idea is just like really aggressive, hyper aggro, get after them early. I've seen that the deck kind of struggles as you go on later in the game if you can't win and close it out by like turn 5, 6, or like be in like a 18, 19 lore kind of position. So we were trying to cater around that and figure out some things. I didn't necessarily care for the big bodyguard build. I like the Simba bodyguard because it's quick, it's easy to get it by turn 2 and just really help push those first 4 turns and get the most out of them. We see we are playing heavy on the Amethyst, 38 to 22. I do recommend staying right at 60 for basically every deck right now. The card pool is just not big enough, and we don't necessarily have the search power that you would want to go over that. So to see your power cards, you really want to stay close to 60 as possible. We're under 25% non-ink, which is good. I've had builds testing where I was closer to 20, and it just felt like I had a lot of hands, especially like awkward ones where you can't ink, and the ink you have you don't want to use. So I've been trying to stay under that 25% mark now. Virtually all characters too. We do have the one song in there for our draw power. That's why I really like the Amethyst deck, because of the draw power it enables and just being able to get through your deck to your cards, everything like that. So going card by card, we do play 4 Stitch, New Dog, because obviously Stitch being one of our bigger cards of the deck, being able to shift up by turn 4 is really nice, and his shift ups are crazy, so we will talk about them later. Maleficent, it's a 2 lore 1 cost card. It's one of our on our non-inkables, so but the 1/1 stats are just really tough. I was playing Lilo also, and who's the other one? Not Pinocchio, we got him down here. There's another one too where it's like a 1/2/2, but I just had too many cards, and Steel was just absolutely wrecking me. So I had to change up the build to help play around Steel a little bit more. We got our Pascal, which obviously gains the camouflage, which means he gains the evasive when you have other cards. We got our Simba as our bodyguard, just cards really, really good. Protecting like your Maleficent, your Pinocchio, as we just saw in that gameplay one, to really just get that quick advantage and just force your opponent's hand to interact with everything you do and focus less on actually scoring for themselves. Madam Mim, just one of the bounce cards. I use this card for lore more than anything. Like probably 80% of the time I'm putting this in my ink. Yeah, for lore, putting it in my inkwell. But it's nice, and it has niche situations where you do want to like bounce, whether it's to like save damage, or you want to bounce back like because you know Be Prepared's coming, so you want to like get Maleficent, get your Pinocchio or your Merlin cards back to your hand that way. Pinocchio being a 1/1/2 cost, but 3 lore, it's just too crazy not to play, especially if you set up the bodyguard, or even without the bodyguard. Like if you can put these 2 out knowing you're going to lose them after 1 turn, like, but on turn 3 to swing for 5 in 1 singular turn like that, it's just really, really strong. Doc being a 3 cost, also inkable, but 2/3 stats with multiple lores. This is what I was looking for. I wanted something not 1/1, or even like not even 2 willpower. I wanted like 3 willpower, multiple lores, and also when he quests, you pay one less ink for the next character you play, so he actually has a beneficial effect in addition to getting you multiple lore. Arthur, non-inkable, and we only went with 3. You don't want to necessarily see him early, and he pairs up a little bit better like mid-game, late game. At 4 I was seeing him too much and it was kind of clumping up. At 3 I've been really, really liking it, which also helps because he is one of the priciest cards in the deck, if not the priciest card in the deck. So we didn't talk about that. 174, I think that's pretty good. I have this in my top 5 decks of the format, so being under $200 is not bad at all. Finishing off our 3 cost characters, we have our Madam Mim, the Fox. You know, it's our rush character. It's our quick out to other cards, or if we're in a bad spot. Otherwise, you can just ink it, obviously play it, banish you know, or bounce one of your cards. You're pairing up just like your snake. Pairs up with your goat and your rabbit really, really well. Pairs up with Maleficent really, really well. These are 3 bounce targets. They're the ones that you're going to want to abuse the most with Mim, Arthur, you know, because you get your draw. So that's obviously really good. And then these 2 being able to get a lore both times when it hits the field and leaves. When it hits the field and leaves, you draw. Kind of like Arthur being non-inkable is why I dropped it down to 3 copies. And I know it's really, really strong. It's really good. Draw 2 is always good. But we have enough draw power in the deck as is that I felt the need to cut it down was working. And I don't think that you need 4 rabbits in this particular list. Then our big bodies, Mufasa, because there are 4 of them, are 5 cost. It is meaning that you could get it out before Be Prepared. So if you're going to get hit by Be Prepared, you better be prepared. And how ironic that the Scar card hits Mufasa, takes him out of the game, but then, you know, Mufasa has that little spawn that comes back and ends up ruining Scar's day. Poetic justice, if you will, and it really fits the storyline of the movie in a faster timetable. But yeah, so Mufasa's basically there. It's a 3/3 with 2 lore, but when it's banished, you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character, you can play that character for free, and they enter exerted, but put it on top of your deck. So essentially this card comes in, and when you know you're in a Be Prepared situation, he's on the board, they hit you with Be Prepared, they probably have like 1 ink left at most, because then I don't know if they have an effect to gain an ink, but usually he's going to come in and they'll have like 1 ink at most to play then. And seeing as we're playing 56 character cards, he's going to hit something that's going to hit your board. And let's go through our deck and see what could he hit. Stitch would not be very effective, but hey, we can also hit your Stitch, and then on your turn, if you draw into Rockstar Stitch, that's going to be pretty good, because now you can shift up into Rockstar Stitch. We know you'll have 4 because he is a 5. You hit Maleficent, that's a 2 lore card. Pascal, that would be a weaker one to hit. Simba would be a weaker one to hit, but I mean, a good defensive card to help you start rebounding, especially if you draw into one of those. Hitting Madame Mims would be a little redundant, like not great. Hit Pinocchio, that's 3 lore for you. 2 lore if you hit Doc. Arthur, because then on your turn, that's going to be 3 lore when you play a character. Quest, 1 lore, bounce, and gain 2 more lore. So also really good. Again, the Mims are really the 2. So Stitch has used Pascal, Simba, and the 2 Mims are the characters you don't want to hit off your Mufasa, but they're also not the end of the world. If you hit Maleficent, you're going to draw. If you hit Rabbit or Goat, you're getting draw or lore. And if you hit these guys, well, then you probably just win the game outright. They're really just good, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this deck is still super aggressive, but it also, like, mid and late game has play lines and strategy that you can go for. Stitch Rockstar, obviously the 3/5 3 lore, but being able to shift up and swing for 3, because they're like, oh, Stitch, I'm not worried about Stitch, that's just a 1 lore. And then you shift up and you're like, oh, that's 3. And then I play another character, and then I exert them and I get to draw cards because of it. That's just really good. Obviously Mufasa hitting your Surfer Stitch isn't going to be as good because you're not going to have characters to draw, but it's still a 4/8 with 2 lore. You can't shift them up, so that's why we're just playing the 2 copies. It's just a really good card late game to get into. But yeah, so essentially that's 21, 36, and another 33, so 69, 21, 90 of the 174 comes off of 9 of your 51 cards. That's not that bad. And then our 1 song card that we're playing 4 copies of is just a draw 2. Yeah, I've been testing this deck for quite a while now and trying all different builds. Like I said, trying the bodyguard builds, trying other ones. I just don't like the bodyguard builds because you pretty much need the Maui card. I can't think of the name now. Wow. Completely drawing a mind blank right now. You can play a 5-cost card for free, and it costs 3 to play it. So essentially you use him to get out like your Goofy or your Maximus, and then you have a bigger bodyguards. But yeah, I think this deck has a really, really good Amethyst Ruby matchup. It's weaker to Steel, but we tried to fix some of those by playing some more of this and less of these. I like it. I'm really happy with it. Let me know down below what you guys think. What do you like? What has your success stories been? Everything down below. Pixelborn link. This is wow. Can't even dreamborn.inc to do your cards, to see your websites, build your decks. Helpful stuff all down below. In addition to that, our giveaway is still happening. And one final thing I do want to mention, link down below. Dragon Rider Games is no longer just Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. We are hosting Lorcana tournaments. Come play, win cash, not credit, but you can win credit if you want, or win some cards. It's going to be a lot of fun. Till next time, guys, take care, and thanks for watching.